Everybody knows the deal by now. I take some questions from the community, I try to research them, and then I go and try to find some of the best answers out there. So if you have a question, feel free to drop it down below for a chance to be featured. But before we do begin, we have a laundry list of things to quickly talk about. If you've asked a question about Brecken or Kyle, which ending of the following is canon, and also how the outfit system works in Dying Light 2, you can click this card at the top right corner. Additionally, if you had a question on co-op, guns, and or if the game's going to be 60 FPS, click on this card too. Now that I have plugged my other videos, we can finally begin with this one. First up, we have Adam Maxwell. He asked this: what do you think the new night cycle is going to be like? I heard they are making changes, but I'm not exactly sure what they are. So you're right, there are changes coming to the night cycle. It's getting somewhat of a massive rework into the sequel. In the original, it's no secret, but there wasn't much to do at nighttime. You weren't really encouraged to explore the areas, they really just wanted you to run and try to escape to safety. Now this time around, there's a stronger focus on getting you to explore and collect some items. It works much different in Dying Light 2 than compared to the original. So now, most buildings are flooded with zombies during the day, the infected live in their own shelters, and there are items that are difficult to get to during the day. So the best time to go out and having an opportunity to get these rewards is at nighttime. There's now a premise to going out in the nighttime, like our Lord Frogmaster Unsi says here. And back then, it was stated that buildings are considered to be their lairs and they're very damaged, so having to use your parkour skills in order to explore the interiors is needed. What is great to hear too is that they are introducing dark zones and dark areas, places to explore that will have a ton of zombies in your face. These places will include some of the rewards that we were discussing earlier. It will be difficult and more scarier than ever before. They are straight up taking inspiration from I Am Legend to get their message across. They really want you to know the fear and anxiety when coming across a place like this. They want you to know that there are places in the world like this. They're going to do everything they can to make it different from the original while also making it rewarding. And one last thing to mention, in Dying Light 2, Aiden is infected. Well, everybody's infected actually. And the only way to stay alive is in the light. So as soon as you're infected and you go into the dark, so some of these areas that we've been talking about, and you spend too much time there, your level of infection will rise, and that results in you being a little bit more powerful, maybe stamina or speed wise, but it's something to keep in mind when visiting these areas. Overall, there's a lot more many factors involved with this new night cycle compared to the original. Honestly, reading back at everything that they are doing with the night cycle really does get me excited. The nighttime was really underutilized in the original. I'm happy to see that they are shifting their focus for something new this time around. Like I said, the original didn't really have you doing much at nighttime. Volatiles made sure of that. Using the nighttime as an opportunity to explore will make it worth it, especially when we have the claim currently that all the interiors will be searchable and playable. It will definitely add replayability, more game time, and overall, instead of waiting for the nighttime to be over, maybe this time around we will want to wait for night to come. Now the next question, a lot of you asked about this one. It was overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie, it was really difficult to find information regarding this one. There isn't much out there, but there's still enough to work with here. Essentially, the question is, what are the types of zombies in the game and can we expect any new ones? First off, all of the zombies from the original are returning into the game. There is going to be some new additions and new upgrades as we can expect. So from the original, using the wiki, there are about 13 different types, and then we also had special bosses and leaders on top of that. There was plenty there. Additionally, they also offered up more insight about having this whole new infected life cycle into the game. The infected start out as a viral, those are the ones that have recently turned, and then eventually they will turn into biters, and then eventually degenerates, depending on their circumstances. And that is just one of the infected life cycles out there. There's also one for volatiles as well. Specifically focusing on the one at the end of the gameplay trailer, like someone did ask, this one is being referred to as a drowner, as they have emerged from the water after turning on the pipes. And this one makes me wonder, will player choice have any effect on the zombies that we run into? In the gameplay trailer, we have the option to trust the kernel or to turn on the pipes. When we go down the path to turn on the pipes, we see a new zombie type emerge. Will player choice give us access to new types of zombies, or will it lock us out of facing other types? Does it delay facing them, or does it have no effect at all? It really makes us ask questions about our choices, and if they do go down this path, it's really going to show players that their actions are direct consequences. It's unclear on what the future holds, what new zombie types we are going to see, Like I said, very little information, but the future does look bright. The life cycle with some new zombie types already announced, building onto the 13 plus that we already had in the original, it's going to be great. Anyways, that is all that I have for you guys today. I do have one more question from Door that I wanted to touch on. This one is more so focused on the channel, and he asked, what type of content do you plan on making when the game releases? Like tutorials or lore explanations maybe? And honestly, I really still have to plan this out. I'm definitely going to be covering Easter eggs, weapon guides, and blueprints into the game. Dockets, tutorials, lore explanations, I'll definitely be covering. Live streams is another one for sure. Maybe some helpful tips and comparisons to the original to the second. Honestly, this is where I wanted to ask everybody in the community what they wanted. I do have a clear focus on covering this game on the channel. I just want to know what you guys want to see. Anything's on the table aside from duplication glitches. So please do let me know. I really do value community feedback and suggestions. But thank you all for watching. Consider subscribing and liking if you haven't already. Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Yes.